Before we get into this special weekend edition of Just the Truth, let me tell you about the latest special from Mike Lindell at MyPillow. The standard MyPillow, normally $49.98, for a limited time only, just $14.88 with promo code Joey. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, and see all the specials. There's a limited quantity of just 10 at this special price. That's $14.88 with promo code Joey. Thanks for joining me in the PhD Weight Loss Studio. To lose weight for the last time, visit myphdweightloss.com. It's a big milestone for one of the Upstate's most respected law firms, McCravy, Newlon, Sturkie Clardy. They're celebrating 30 years of serving clients here, and they're marking the occasion with a community celebration. Plan to join us. Yours truly, I plan to be there as well. Friday, November the 14th, from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at their office, where the Fat Daddy's food truck will be on site. The event's open to the public, so come grab a bite, meet the team, and help them celebrate 3 decades of helping folks right here in the Upstate. On our guest line, a man whom you've heard many times on my show over the years, South Carolina Representative John McCravy, founder and managing partner of McCravy, Newlon, Sturkie, and Clardy. Welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Well, look, I got to tell you, Representative McCravy, and congratulations on 30 years, by the way, and I appreciate the invitation to join you guys, but I got to be honest, when you told me Fat Daddy's was going to be there, look, it was a no-brainer. Wherever Fat Daddy's goes, I'm going to be there.
Well, man, they have great food, don't they?
Yeah.
They've done our Patriots barbecue every year. I love to go over there every chance I get and eat. So it's really a good. Chris Reeder does a great job over there, and we're gonna have a great time on Friday.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it.
Well, and you're right. Chris does a great job, and you and I don't think we've talked since the Patriots barbecue. Thank you again for including me. I mean, that room was full that night. Do you have any idea how many people you had?
Yes, so we had approximately 400.
Wow.
And we had that's how many plates we gave out. He quit counting after that.
Yeah.
So it was an amazing event. It's the most we've ever had. Wasn't it great to see all the veterans up at the front from Greenwood County?
I'll tell you.
It was amazing.
Yep. It just really it makes you feel good about our community. And look, let me just say thank you to you and all your team, everybody who makes that possible, because, you could really tell that the veterans and the first responders appreciated a pat on the back and letting them know that they are truly appreciated. And what I really liked was how you brought up the individual groups, from the various municipalities and the veterans groups, brought them up and you singled them out and let them know that they were appreciated.
Man, it was so touching, to see all those deputies come up there, to see all the police officers and DNR and highway patrol and transport police. Those are great people. And, and then to finish it off with recognizing our veterans from every branch of service, without them, we wouldn't even have a country. So, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, it was great.
Yeah.
And to have that guy show up, the guy, he's 99 and a half years old.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be there, but he had a problem with his transportation, and they got him there right at the last.
Yeah.
The man wasn't that a great ovation that he got, World War II veteran.
Yeah, it's just amazing. To see all those. I mean, it was a room full of heroes for sure. So thank you again for letting me be a part of that. And hey, look, I'm looking forward to next year already. All right, so let's think back 30 years ago, and the beginning of McCravy, Newlon, Sturkie, and Clardy, which has grown into one of the most trusted names in the Upstate. What inspired you to open that practice?
Well, I've been practicing 8 years in another law firm, and they were headed in a little bit different direction. I wanted to establish a firm that would honor the Lord, and I wanted to start something with my family, of course. And so I went out on my own, and I took, back then we called them secretaries. They weren't paralegals, but I took one secretary with me, and I found out they were going to terminate the other one that worked over there with me. So I hired her, and I said, I'm not sure we're going to make it, but I'm going to try. And that year, we held hands with my pastor, my wife, my parents, and we dedicated our office to the Lord.
Wow.
And so 1995, We started out with 3 employees. We now have 48 employees. We have 8 different offices, and we have a nationwide practice in many areas. So we're taking in cases right and left. We've just been blessed, and we've represented. I think I saw where we've represented approximately 17,000 clients now.
Wow!
Over the years.
Wow, that's amazing.
And over those 30 years,
Yeah.
and so it's just been an amazing thing the Lord has blessed us with.
Yeah.
But I remember that I still got a little newspaper clipping from opening the office at that time. Man, it was a tender time.
Yeah. Representative John McCravy is my guest today, and we're talking about a big year for McCravy, Newlon, Sturkie, and Clardy. You can find out additional information at McCravyLaw.com. 30 years is a long time. The legal world and technology has changed a lot since then. Talk with us about maybe some of the biggest transformation you've seen in how you serve your clients today versus 1995.
Well, the big debate around the early 1990s was whether you would buy a fax machine or not. So they had just come out, and I remember a debate right before I left the other law firm. There was a big argument about whether or not we could afford a fax machine and what good was it. And so that's where we've come from. I remember when I first started practicing law, people were still typing on typewriters.
Yeah.
And the computer had just come into play as I was starting off practicing law. I'll never forget when we got laser printers finally in the office. The office seemed so quiet because all we had was those clackety-clack printers.
Oh, yeah.
And in the law office, it's kind of like a newspaper office used to be. It's just clack, clack, clack all the time. And when we got those laser printers, everything went quiet. We were just amazed. I remember that too.
Yeah.
So we've come a long way. We got the internet about the same time I started this practice. We started this practice in 1995. So, that was the infancy of the internet. And we had no idea how it would turn out like it is today. I mean, everything we do is on case management software, the latest stuff. It's just it's incredible. We have client portals now we're using. Our clients can just like a medical office, they can log in on their portal and see what's going on in their case 24/7.
Yeah.
They can leave messages on there. We correspond that way. I mean, a lot has changed over the years.
Yeah, it has changed. And I'm sitting here just kind of thinking back about my first introduction to email, and I mean, in that case, it was my first account was with AOL, and it was a dial-up. So you literally you logged in, you heard that funny noise over the modem, you sent some emails, and then you went and had dinner, and maybe they went through by the time you finished dinner, but a lot has changed.
That's right.
Yeah. One of the things, and just kind of looking back, and I've read various things and talked to you many times over the years, your firm has always emphasized community, and this anniversary is a celebration that's open to the public. Why is it important to you and your partners at McCravy, Newlon, Sturkie, and Clardy to make this a community event instead of maybe just having a big private party somewhere?
Well, our clients and the public are what has made our law firm, and we want to give back every chance we get. We want to let them celebrate with us. I'm sure we'll have clients there. We'll have people from the community. I was talking to our Veterans Affairs person, Rosalind, here in Greenwood, and she's going to try to come. There is a little veterans event at 11 I'm going to try to go to and then get back over here before 12. And she said, I'm going to bring the veterans. I said, bring them on. So we're going to have a good time, and that's part of it. We want the community to share in that good time.
Representative John McCravy is my guest, and look, we'd love for any of you to come join us. It's next Friday, November the 14th, starting at 11:30 a.m. through 2 o'clock. And again, like I said, Fat Daddy's food truck is going to be there. Representative McCravy, tell everyone the easiest way to find you.
Well, McCravyLaw.com is really the easiest way to connect with our law firm. to find us in Greenwood is pretty easy. You just go down the bypass, and we're between Zaxby's and Applebee's. So if you see either one of those, you found us, and we've got a big sign in between those two. Yeah. So we're on the bypass between Zaxby's and Applebee's.
And of course, that's in Greenwood, right between Zaxby's and Applebee's on the bypass there in Greenwood. You built a strong team there. You mentioned that as when you got started. What makes your team there, your staff and your partners, so special to work alongside?
Well, they're all like family. We're like one big family here. When we hire somebody, and we've hired a lot lately, but we've had to, but we tell them, I tell them when they come in, you're not just coming to work for a firm, you're coming to join a family. And they immediately understand that when they get here, because everybody treats them well. We all look out for each other. We have each other's best interest in mind, just like a good family would. We have devotions on Mondays now at 11 o'clock where our whole entire firm gets together, everybody locally here in Greenwood, but also every other office that we have, they Zoom in on that. And we just have a great time of fellowship. All of us, want to be a good witness to our clients by how we treat them. We also want to make sure that we do an excellent job. I'm biased, but I think we're the best law firm in the state. I think we treat our clients the best of anybody in the world. And our clients will tell you that. You can look at our reviews and you'll see good reviews. But it's like working at a family.
Yeah.
Working with your family.
Yeah.
And we love each other with a Christian love, and we try to love our clients the same way.
Yeah. South Carolina Representative John McCravy, founder and managing partner of McCravy, Newlon, Sturkie, and Clardy, is joining me today. Let's talk a bit about the practice. You do a lot of different things: personal injury, workers' compensation, wrongful death, Social Security, disability. How does one know when it's time to call an attorney and to get an attorney involved?
Well, the people we represent have a problem that is tough to solve. And, if you become unable to work and you haven't retired yet, that's why you've been paying in to the Social Security system all these years. You probably paid in out of your check. They deducted that from your check, so you would have disability when it came, if you're one of the people that can't make it. So it should be there for you. Unfortunately, 80% of people are denied by the Social Security office when they apply. And so we actually had a win rate last year approaching 80%. So we take those cases that have been denied. We also make applications for people as well. And sometimes it matters what you put on that application. So we have a tremendous practice in Social Security now. Our population is aged, and so we have a lot more clients than ever before. And we're taking those in from all over the nation, really. I mean, we've even got a case in Hawaii. So that's getting out there. But it's no problem. We do them virtually now. Just about all Social Security hearings now are done by phone anyway. So we're not restricted in where we can practice Social Security. We do a lot of workers' compensation in South Carolina. We always have. I know this is one of my favorite practices from way back, and I still do it. But when people get hurt on the job, it's a very complicated system. I mean, it's unique. Our state is different than every other state, and it's a very unique opportunity and a unique thing to represent somebody in a workers' compensation claim. Our laws are very idiosyncratic in South Carolina, so they don't. You would not. It's not like an accident case or a wreck case where you go to court or you go to mediation and you ask for damages and you're trying to be put back in a position you were before you got hurt. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
There's special rules. They're very complicated. So I've been blessed to represent a lot of people in workers' comp over the years, and we also handle negligence cases of all kinds.
Yeah, and that
So
kind of gets back to what you were talking about earlier, because technology allows you to do that now, whereas back in 1995, it was a little bit more difficult to be representing someone in Hawaii.
Yeah, they didn't even have the capability of doing that back then. We used to go to in-person hearings back then all the time. They were in person here in Greenwood, in Spartanburg, in Anderson, and that's what we used to do, Columbia. But now it's a completely different practice. It's more virtual. We get a better result virtually, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And so we do the statistics. We keep up with the win rates and all that. So it's a very thriving practice now, and things have changed.
Yep.
Things have changed, like you said.
Yep. Representative John McCravy, it's always a pleasure. Again, let me invite you to come join us next Friday, November the 14th. Starting at 11:30, and we're going to have a good time at McCravy, Newlon, Sturkie, and Clardy. Come out, meet Representative McCravy, John Newlon, Jason Sturkie, Timothy Clardy, the whole team there, and grab some good food, too, at Fat Daddy's food truck. Because, look, again, like I said, if Fat Daddy's going to be there, I'm going to be there for sure. But Representative McCravy, it's always a pleasure. We appreciate the partnership, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Well, thank you, Joey. I appreciate what you do. And you're a local gem to our state and all you do.
Your comments are welcome on the Furman Ford text line, 864-477-JOEY. That's 864-477-5639. Emails always welcome, joey@joeyhudson.com. As we celebrate National STEM Day, there's a powerful story unfolding right here in the Carolinas and across the country, how America's future workforce is being built one classroom at a time. General Motors, one of the nation's most iconic companies, is investing big, more than $110 million since 2021, to strengthen STEM and STEAM education and prepare students for high-demand jobs in manufacturing, EV technology, and the skilled trades. Joining us today is Heidi Magyar, Director of Corporate Citizenship and Heritage Operations. Heidi oversees GM's social impact programs connecting classrooms, colleges, and communities, and she's here to tell us how this investment is changing lives, including right here at Greenville Technical College in Upstate South Carolina. Heidi, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Yeah, it's an exciting time right now celebrating STEM Day, science, technology, engineering, and math. And we like to say STEAM because we like to apply the A for arts, because there's so many arts careers that are connected into the work that we do when you think about designing and you think about sound, claymation, all of that into our science program, especially for our careers. But yeah, we're excited to be partnering with Greenville Technical School this year.
Well, Greenville Technical School is a great program. They're training people to do jobs and just a huge, having a huge impact here in Upstate South Carolina. As you know, we have the Michelin headquarters here in the Upstate, a lot of manufacturing, and it's been a real godsend to our area. Let's talk about National STEM Day and all about the sparking curiosity, I guess, among these young people early. Talk with us about your programs.
Yeah, so we really focus on, we see a need, especially in the early K through 12th grade, where there's so much competition and so much learning for students happening. There's a lot of things that can pull students in a lot of different directions, but we know that there is a critical need for folks to explore STEM careers, whether that's in manufacturing, that's in technical school development, that's in learning. I mean, just look around your studio or look around your car or your home, wherever you are right now. There's probably plenty of STEM careers that are represented in the things that you're touching, sitting on, talking to, listening to. All those types of technical careers are things that we really see that there could be a shortfall. The rate at which STEM jobs is growing is at 4 times the need that are out there. So we're really trying to do our part in early childhood development with programs such as the educational programs in classrooms, with organizations like Girl Scouts, organization with First Book, working on reading skills for students, things that help them learn and be curious about the world around them.
And it's my understanding that a lot of these programs, they're designed to help these young people understand that maybe they are interested in math and in science at a time when they really don't care to go to math class.
Right, and especially for young girls. I mean, I'm a mom of 3 young girls, and for them, keeping them interested and engaged and informed about the opportunities that lie within STEM careers and STEM opportunities is important, helping them to see a path forward and to see themselves in those roles, whether it's through us getting our own employees at General Motors out and talking to students, engaged in classrooms. We do a lot of volunteer work on top of our grant making that we do in communities with nonprofit programs. So we're trying to be full circle in how we show up in our communities across the U.S. and globally when it comes to encouraging people to be engaged in STEM.
Talk with us, Heidi, about the estimated 6.5 million worker shortfall that is being projected.
Yeah, that is a significant number that all of us should be thinking about as we are working with students in our communities. How do we expose them to opportunities for learning so that they can be thinking about what's next for all of us, right? There are so many potential opportunities for growth in this field that we don't even realize the technologies that are coming at us, or even the way in which we have to produce things and make things and manufacture things. So we really see the need to be out there, be engaged, and to be funding programs that help students find their path into STEM careers.
Heidi Magyar is my guest today. She's with General Motors, Director of Corporate Citizenship and Heritage Operations. Heidi, you partnered with Greenville Technical College here in Upstate South Carolina through the Employee ED initiative. What kind of opportunities is that creating for local students?
So yeah, that's a grant program that we have. It's about $1.5 million investment with the American Association of Community Colleges. And we've been partnering with them for a couple of years now. And what happens here is there's 18 universities this year in the cohort that are focusing on 3 areas that have been identified for gap needs: early childhood technical skills exposure, advanced manufacturing and CTE programs, and then electric vehicle programs. And the Greenville team is part of cohort 1, which is really the early career and technical skill exposure. So they'll be receiving grant funding, helping them to learn about this particular area of need, help develop programs, help to document those programs that then can be shared out across all of these community colleges for additional learning and into communities so that some of those ideas can be implemented and studied and can grow. So it's really great to have those students at the university level engaged in designing programming and thought leadership for youth.
Yeah. Since 2021, based on some of the information, Heidi, that I've seen, your company has invested more than $110 million in education and workforce development. Can you give us a sense of what that investment looks like in action? I mean, what programs, success stories stand out in certain areas?
Sure. We've worked across a wide portfolio of nonprofit partners out in communities. For example, we can talk about working with Girl Scouts. We worked very closely with them to develop some technical badges that have helped them reach into young women to help engage them and encourage them to stay engaged in STEM activities and learning along the way. They've been a great partner. They've been a national partner. On the other end, we've worked with First Book. I don't know if you're familiar with that organization. They're a group that is working to bring books into classrooms across the U.S. and give opportunities to teachers to bring books that help students learn about STEM careers and other understanding about how learning to read and reading to learn, there's a bridge gap there that helps students grow into really exploring career potentials. So we've partnered with First Books to help bring books into classrooms. And then with that partnership, we've also had the opportunity to bring our own employees into classrooms virtually to talk about their careers in STEM, to share with students what does a real STEM job look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's very important because a lot of these students, they don't know that. They don't know the opportunities out there. There's a lot of talk, Heidi, these days about the need for the hands-on technical training and the apprenticeships, trades, the real-world experience. How is General Motors helping bridge that gap between the classroom learning and real career readiness, I guess?
Yeah, we have technical programs that are within General Motors that are working to help build technician skills. We have programs that are working in workforce development that are working towards with veterans to bring them workforce development skills that may be considering manufacturing or working in a dealership. We look full spectrum, as I say. We start to try to work and fund in the K through 12 space, but then we're also looking for ways that people can get into a classroom or into a manufacturing environment and really see what it looks like. I think about our GM Student Corps program, which we have, which is a high school program where we hire GM students for the summer, and we try to take them into manufacturing environment and show them hands-on what that could look like. We take them into a lab. We take them into a dealership. We're trying to give exposure to what that could look like. Not every student has the opportunity to know even what does an engineer do. An engineer doesn't do one thing. There are so many different kinds of engineers and developers out there.
Yeah. This sounds so interesting and exciting. Do you have a program for older adults?
I know. I still don't know exactly what I want to be when I grow up. There's so many opportunities to choose from.
Exactly. I look at some of the numbers, Heidi, and I want you to talk about those. 383,000 students and nearly 30,000 educators through these programs. I mean, that's an incredible reach. What do you hear back from teachers and students about the impact that this is having?
I think one of the key things is that teachers have a hard job. I grew up, my mother was a teacher. I understand the challenges that teachers have because they are the interface with students. They are the role model. They are there. And they too are trying to understand this changing world of technology and learning and try to bring that and nurture and educate their students. But we at General Motors are trying to also wrap ourselves around supporting teachers to help them see and translate to their students what these careers look like, what these numbers. So I think as feedback, one of the things that we hear from teachers is that they appreciate the support, not only in their classrooms, but in their own personal continual learning around what is AI, how is cognitive thinking showing up, how do they bring that learning and technology to their students, and supporting them in their own classrooms.
Yeah. Heidi Magyar is my guest today from General Motors. We're talking about this fantastic program that her company has. We're hearing stories, Heidi, about how the COVID pandemic really set students back, and particularly in these subjects that we're talking about, math and science and reading. Do you think that corporate partnerships like the one we're talking about with your company, General Motors, is helping turn that around?
I think that all of us coming together in these areas, our students, our teachers, our whole communities were impacted by COVID. And I think that as good corporate citizens and as members of the community, we have a responsibility to be engaged and to give back into those communities in which we live and work. Yeah. And I think the numbers that are out there are numbers that are real and that we have to show up. And for us, that means cars and communities coming together the best way that we can to try to deliver on support for those that are in need.
Yeah. Let's look ahead, Heidi. What do you see coming up next for GM's Employee ED initiative and your broader STEM efforts? I mean, how can communities, parents, even local businesses join in this mission?
I think that there is no stronger way than just getting engaged. We tell that to our employees: learn, educate yourself, give of your time. Giving of your time is one of the most valuable things that anybody can do, in my personal opinion. But as a company, we try to put all of our giving together and for a stronger result, for some measurable result. We try to put our time, our talent, our dollars together to try to make that difference. So get out there, understand the need, and giving back has such benefits not only for yourself personally, but for the community as well.
Yeah. Heidi, thank you for your time. Thanks for what General Motors is doing. And I have to tell you, I'm a proud driver of a Chevy Silverado, one of my favorite vehicles.
That's awesome. I'm a truck person through and through, so I love to hear that.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you for your time, and thanks for what you're doing.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. That's it for this special weekend edition of Just the Truth. Thanks for joining me in the PhD Weight Loss Studios. To lose weight for the last time, visit myphdweightloss.com. If you haven't joined my mailing list yet, visit my website, joeyhudson.com. Click on the Connect with Joey button so that you can receive our emails and the most up-to-date news. Also, join me on my YouTube channel. Be sure and like, comment, and subscribe. Just search for Joey Hudson. As always, thanks for spending a few minutes of your day with me. Do me a favor and forward this episode to a few friends. Just click on the share button and send to your contacts. We need to build an army of conservatives to win our country back, and we can do that by continuing to share the truth with our friends and family. Keep those comments coming via the Furman Ford text line 864-477-JOEY. Email to joey@joeyhudson.com, and I love your messages on the MyPillow message line. Again, that's 864-477-JOEY, 864-477-5639. Be sure and take advantage of the MyPillow special, just $14.88 on the standard MyPillows when you use promo code Joey. Order online at mypillow.com or call 800-893-4053. We're back again tomorrow and hope you'll plan to join us. Until then, remember, God's got this. He's still in control.